Well, hey there team, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to some more Stationeers. Thanks again for everyone's feedback. It was good. I did put the question to you, I hate backseaters on this channel, but that's not what you guys are doing. I actually asked, so I'm curious what people would want to do, and there was all sorts of interesting thoughts and insight. A couple of things spring to mind. Well, hang on. 2318, cool. Looking into more advanced hydroponic systems, we might do that because apparently there's some new cool stuff that got added, set inward. So yeah, that's a good idea. People gave me some tips on how to manage my backpack better. So hey, let's actually try this for a second. Wait, what did I just do? 6. Hang on, I'm confused. All right, yeah, okay. So I think I just opened the thing. Yeah, you can alt click on it. Oh, all right, okay, cool. What I'm going to do is put this back in there because that should be in there. Yeah, okay. So let's say we re-equip 6. The wind whistling past throws me, man. Okay. So if I alt click. Oh, look at this. So I don't have to take it on and off. Okay. You have to bear with me. Like I said, I'm old school. So even getting used to the alt click in this game is really strange for me. So I appreciate that. Thank you. Someone also pointed out that the way that I've wired this in is behind my actual network. So that's not great. So let's reassess that. Oh, I think someone said something about patch the solar panel. Look at this. Solar panels take damage from the storm. And we're out of tape, which is fucking a really bad position to be in, actually. Because tape is the one thing that will save my life if things go sideways. So that's cool that the storm does damage. Is it only to solar panels, I wonder? Which excites me. That disincentivizes having a humongous farm of panels, or if you do, you have to maintain them, which is cool. Everyone tells me all the time, build more panels. I'm like, why? Well, now we know why not. So we got to run that cable down there. So I could actually probably pretty easily run it across the top or something like that. Yeah, that furnace room's a bit scary, isn't it? Okay, so we could just swap that for that. I don't think there's any harm in running it this way. I'll have to investigate making sticky tape. Yeah, so there is lots of things to do. It was just, I had that pause where we are now on top of the basics, well, for the foreseeable future, for the most part. I don't believe there's any complex sort of electrolysis or any sort of condensation, that sort of, well, actually, I think there is electrolysis, actually, maybe. Through gas generation. What I was more wondering about is like creating water. I don't think there's really any systems in this game in place to be able to do any of that. You just have to go dig the ore out of the ground. Which I mean, like, is that silicon? Because the thing is that ice water looks like that as well. But the funny thing is I haven't seen water in bloody forever. Yeah, that's silicon. Like, see, there's your ice, oxide ice, but water ice sort of looked a bit lighter. But I'm almost convinced that it doesn't exist in the game anymore because I haven't seen it in that, like, we're talking like bloody 20 episodes. So I don't know. Maybe even working towards getting a trade terminal is probably sensible. Okay, so if I were to make sticky tape, Where would I make that? Tape. Duct tape. Tool manufactory. Okay, well, there we go. There's something for us to work towards. Why are you on? Did I just turn that on by accident somehow? It's almost impressive. Alright. No, what are you? You're electronics, auto lathe. Okay. Tool. 20 iron, 10 copper. Holy dooly. Oh, well, there we go. I got the iron. Eight copper. I don't believe they've patched the sublimation issue. Otherwise, I would just make... I mean, we can test it. Set outward. Oh, why was it inward? Oh no, it needs to be inward, sorry. Of course, you idiot. Alright. And I think I can alt click that. There we go. Split one. Yeah, look, see, it melts immediately. Well, I mean, I didn't necessarily drain the entire room down to 0. Let's just do it again, just to be sure. Probably should test this routinely, sort of thing. Bear with me. Bear with me. Yeah, even at 8 pascals but 12 degrees, that will melt any ice I put into the system. I should have known better then. Let's let that just drop. You know how it takes a little while to drain it all out. Someone suggested just always have this vent running. That's an interesting idea. It's undermined by the fact that we don't really have a sealed airlock. So maybe that's, you know, the next iteration on that suggestion is that we do airlock this room to keep it in vacuum state as much as possible. So we could have this fan always going and have an airlock for when we transition across. This is definitely vacuum now. Okay, cool. God damn it, where's my, that away? So if I alt-click, split one, yes, it's still not working. That's okay. Because otherwise I'd be melting like my copper and all that in there, but I can't really do much about that. The other thing I could do is potentially move this. That's another situation. We've made a room specifically for this on the last playthrough, actually. Because that gives off ambient gas when you melt with it. So we could hypothetically leverage that and capture those gases. Let's get some copper going.
Power low.
Well, maybe we'll deal with that first. Jeez, I've got my headphones up a bit loud. I'll just turn that down. Wait, now what's going on here? Oh, so it doesn't actually collect it automatically? Okay, so... That's cool. So I do have to equip the belt when I'm mining. Not the end of the world. But, like, if I want to move ores around, I don't have to keep switching belt. Appreciate the tip. Oh yeah, I'll take some coal while I'm here. Sorry if I'm internalizing too much. We're getting copper because we're going to build that tool manufactory. We're 2 copper short at the moment. And as we sort of pledged this time around, and to be perfectly honest, it's making it a lot less painless. I really, really dislike mining. Hello, my name's Scarlet. I don't like mining. And in this game, so like to make up for it, I am trying to do as much as I can in one sort of round trip. That's why we haven't done mining in so many episodes, because I actually sort of did so much of it in a big chunk. I kind of built up a reserve. This is a lot less agonizing, and I can just bloody wax poetic while I'm fucking in this hole, you know. I always wondered about that. You know, the guys that are out on the mining rigs and the drilling rigs and all that, and doing these sort of lonely, not monotonous jobs, but, you know, the silence of the mind sort of thing. I wonder what sort of, not that they're necessarily going to talk out loud, but I don't know, they could probably solve some real philosophical quandaries when they're out there just on their lonesome, passing time and with no one to fucking annoy them. Alright, there we go, we're all done. Why does that ore look like it's got damage on it? See, my little ore's got a health bar? Where's my base? Fucking hell, look how dark that got. Alright. We'll try to limit our cooking in the night. We only really need 2 ore anyway, so... Just because, you know, if we can avoid using coal fuel, which we could top up here, that'd be ideal. Alright, auto lathe. So we got all the, I think we've got everything. Tool manufactory, nice. Right, so where can we put this? I mean, we could just bung it on the end here. That'll probably work just fine. What have we got in the way of frames? We could check inside. We might have some more. Oh wow, that's gonna... Okay, yeah. It's an interesting loop, actually, when you make these longer things that take much longer. If it cancels, if the power cuts out halfway, it cancels the entire build, which I think is actually quite inspired. You might think it's annoying at first, but it forces you to have a sustained grid that can actually support this manufacturing sort of mini-game. You know, it's almost like a wave defense protector generator sort of thing. I kind of do like it. I'd be curious if they could expand on this, maybe around the rocketry sort of thing. Like fueling operations on a rocket. Maybe it has to be done in one go to keep it stable, or there's a heat component. I don't know. But how, like, I find that actually quite interesting. That if you're going to have a stingy sort of power grid, which, you know, we do, then you pretty much have to supervise these longer cooks. How much did that use for coal? Just 1? No, it used like 5. Oh, so we'll just let this run through. And then we'll go check on the plants. We'll check what we've got in the way of, like, frames. I feel like we might still have some, you know, some frames for the floor to build this. I mean, we'll pick it up because we're sensible like that. We'll put a little bit of juice into the system because we're going to use the door and... That'll do. Put this away. Grab that. See how the old plants are going. Set. So it should be inward already. Yeah. Not that it matters so much. Yeah, see, it jumps to 30 kPa, but then it settles at 20. blow the bloody hinges off pretty easy. If you're not careful. Alright, we're going into full potato production because that's where we're comfortable, to be honest. Alright, potatoes are happy. If anything, temperature's starting to get up there a bit. Not the end of the world. And they're not warning us about the atmosphere. The atmosphere's been pretty... Look, it's heavy CO2 and almost no pollutant. Look, 10% oxygen. Interesting. We should check that against, because we've been putting a bit of, like... Granted, we're putting low-pressure Martian atmosphere in every time that we drop. Every time we pass through this passage. Fuck, I should actually check what I was here for. Contain amount. No, I think we're on our own for the moment. This is all just sort of... Oh, we got spare duct tape. Nice. I will actually grab that. I didn't realize that we had spare. That changes things quite a bit, actually. Still, probably... For those not aware, like if you get clipped in the terrain or a box blows into your head or something like that, fast-moving objects, it happens. Essentially, if you have a little bit of an accident, duct tape will fix your suit, your helmet or suit. It is the ultimate... Well, you don't really have life per se. It is the ultimate healing item to protect you from fucking up. And you should always have some in your backpack, like always. Having said that... I've got the GPS in my backpack. What's this? Get rid of this. Iron wall. I might actually put some of this in the kit outside. I know it was for, yeah, this is what I wanted. And I want that. Remember, we came up with a contingency plan for if we get caught in the storm. Because at the moment, if I were, say I were out mining and the storm happened, what happens then, right? We've almost finished the contingency plan. Set inward. I'll go through it with you just real quick because I'll set it up now. We'll get rid of some of this shit. Pop that there. There. Tool manufacturer. We'll just pop that there anyway while we deal with this task. Alright, we can close the belt. Yeah, okay, so what we want is... Well, I mean... We can put duct tape in the tool belt there, which is good, because we don't really put the crowbar. The crowbar lives here. Crowbar lives in 5 with the iPad, because that's just where I'm comfy. And then we have duct tape in there. Okay, so we've got our sort of health safety component in our suit, right? This is our tool belt, obviously, that we need to switch between. All right, so we've got the GPS. You might recall, essentially, we are at origin because we spawned roughly on 000 on the 3 Cartesian coordinates, right? Or planes, I suppose. So if we put the GPS in and we happen to be lost, we can use that to walk the lines back, you know, walk the bloody x-axis until you hit 0 and that sort of thing, and you can find your way home blind, basically. The only problem with that is that we have batteries. I was going to say I'll keep a spare battery with me, and we've also got the solar panel. We don't strictly need the spare battery as long as we have the iPad. I changed my mind, actually. We'll put the battery there. But this thing is a little portable solar panel like that, right, which we can pop down to charge us up. Actually, you know what? Maybe keeping the spare battery is a good idea. Because if I put that solar panel down during a bloody storm, it'll blow away. So it might even eventuate our batteries go flat. We have to sit in the storm and just wait, stay still. Because when you're lost, you shouldn't walk around. And then once it clears, we might be able to eyeball our way back / charge batteries to come back. Yeah. Yeah, I think that might be the smartest sort of contingency setup to have. Okay, cool. Let's continue building this tool manufactory. There was a wall kit, but that was about it, right? All good. This alt-clicking on the bloody belts and that is magic. Funnily enough, we don't really have much iron ore. Like, we went out to get that copper. Oh, well, we don't need iron ore. What am I thinking? I'm getting a little bit befuddled here. Because we've probably got a whole bunch of iron and steel and all sorts of shit. Yeah, so, generally speaking, the economy is better for steel. Even for steel frames, I'm guessing. 2 steel. Maybe? Oh yeah, we could use another one. Alright, we're gonna need 2 steel sheets. Yeah, half a steel bar. Remember what I said, don't ever leave half unused sitting in the machine. Because if you pull this lever, it's not going to give you half, it rounds unfavorably. Where are we? They're big boys, aren't they? Look at them. Big beefies. Pop you away, though we might need you in a moment. We're a bit short on cable. Probably, yeah, we don't really have any copper because I was being a bit stingy about my cook before. Let's just do all that copper in one go now that the sun's up. Also, I'll check. I'm not sure if we ran out of tape. Yeah, there we go. That is interesting. I think that's so clever. I'm glad someone pointed that out because that wasn't clear to me. I guess it would become fucking clear when me panels broke eventually. But yeah, it wasn't super clear to me. All right, what's going on here? Iron sheets. Iron sheets times 2. Alright. 4 cable coil. Well, this sort of works out, I guess. Let's cook a bit more because I want to get that out to there. Let's go for 14 because we're going to spend 4 to build it, which I could just put there. Yeah. All right. Plastic sheets. I don't suppose we brought them out here, did we? Yes, look at this. Chekhov's plastic sheet. All right. Screwdriver to finish. Nice. Nice and orange. Pop this in the out of the way. So tell me about duct tape. Iron, hey? Okay. Jesus. Is that what it's made out of? Cool. Well, that's pretty straightforward. So now we've got that covered. The fact that we found spare duct tape is very cool. But now yet another part of what I would say is your survival tools. People might overlook it, but the day you get caught on you step off a ledge and you break your visor and you don't have duct tape on hand, is the day you're going to change the way you build your colony, I'll tell you what. So, yeah. Okay, cool. So that's that. Look at this. Look at all these little bloody workbenches coming along. Oh, man. It looks good. It looks great. So that's where we're at. Yeah, look. Advanced hydroponics, we'll have a look at that, shoring up the base. You know, we'll go into it. I know I do lament that the game's not a bit more directed in its sandbox nature, but having said that, we have no problems coming up with engineering problems to bloody create and solve that don't need solving, so there'll be plenty for us to do, I'm sure. Alright team, thanks again for joining us. We might just leave it there for the time being, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.